this button. Let's hit, I think it's this button. Yep, that could start the timer. Yay! It worked. Let's unmute the game. It's appropriate. We're just chilling while getting ready to stream a chill game. Something that I would love to ask people, though, all 5 of you who are here, I know, is what would you think of as gameplay pluses for this game that aren't already there, I suppose, I mean. Ironically, I thought of another gameplay negative, but that's not what I was asking for. Naturally, nobody's actually listening to me now. They saw that I was, you know, doing paperwork and decided to tune out. I see how it is. It's okay. I don't blame you. Well, let me put it to you this way. If I asked you to just do a generic review of this game, you'd probably come up with, like, this is a very positive game. But frankly, at the current rate we're going, that golden number is not going to be very high. And I've been thinking about it. And I've been trying to process where the disconnect is, because somewhere in the factory chain of the review process, there's a cog somewhere that isn't working. This is not the first game we've run into that problem before. We've been able to resolve it every other game. I mean, you're more than welcome to chill. It's just, I guess you could say this game doesn't need a review, but I don't like that answer. And indeed, much of the point of doing these reviews is to review the games. So, I know, shocking. I should jot that down. There are many commands, G. Cormos. Many, many, many. On purpose, actually. Okay, let's finish doing all this stuff here. Let's go and ship that. And also that and that. All here. See, I don't agree with that, Larian. Because I very firmly, legitimately believe in the concept that you can spreadsheet anything in terms of its quality. All that matters is how you do it. You can quantify anything. What matters is in how exactly you do it. Specifics, right? It's all about those details. So I need to hurry a little bit because I am running out of time in game here. Yeah, let's do that. Come on, Laura, what are you looking for? You're looking for something specific. You lost your train of thought. What are you looking for, Laura? Okay, that's it. As I'm sitting pondering this very question, I realize there are certain things I might bored. Oh, I'm not bored at all. Are you kidding me? I'm out of a ball. Not just because I get to play with my sister either, although I will freely admit that is a part of it. I don't get to hang out with my sister all that often. She works full-time, I work full-time. She hates me, you know. But for real though, I need to talk about terrain design. It's a huge aspect of this game, and I haven't even mentioned it yet. Honestly, I could easily see triple positives just for terrain design. You're probably wondering, what's terrain design? Well, you know how I've laid out my farm in these 10 by 10 squares? That's terrain design. 5 seconds on Google will show you how many different ideas people have come up with over the years for how to map out the terrain of this game. And there's a lot you can do with it. Alright, I'll make it. Let's get this now. Let's get that out of the way. You know, I talk about things like energy economy, but there's also aesthetics, which come into it as well. I admit partial the reason I like to do this particular setup is because it looks good to me. It will also eventually be perfect for iridium sprinklers. But of course, that's a major ways off because iridium is way too rare to get by unless you're on year 4. We'll come back to that. I think part of the benefit of this game is it hits so many different demographics well at the same time. I think that's at least part of why it's as enjoyable as it is. Hello, Russ. Hello, Russ. So, I'd love to get that star drop. Probably not going to. Pierre's, of course, has a bunch of stuff. Marnie's has a bunch of, you know, animal stuff. Willie's has a bunch of fish stuff. Ours is going to have 9 melons. That's what we got. Pierre's very serious about his garage display. He's been setting aside the best-looking produce for weeks in preparation. My store carries the very finest quality products in the whole valley. Please inspect my garage display closely and see for yourself. Yeah, I make better produce than you, Pierre. Just saying. There's a long ride here, but it was totally worth it. This valley's so beautiful. Simon loves it. Don't you, Simon? Simon is just kind of spacing. I already beat all the games. Now what? My what, Lyrian? I mean, it doesn't matter. We didn't have what we needed to set up for this fair, so I'm just kind of accepting not winning. Because I'm not going to win. It's actually impossible for me to win at this point. Why would I use the silver? Why would I use the forage? Why would I use an egg? Hang on. Honestly, that sounds like it's not even worth trying, to be completely blunt. So, whatever. Here's my garbage display. That's stupid. Piss off. Linus over with the pigs. As it should be. Sure. Oh, that was completely useless. Thanks for that. Yay, 1 star token. God, what is this, Chrono Trigger? Where are they getting all the barbecue for the... You know what, I don't want to know. Yes! Yes! Come on! Let's go! Just grab his head and just kind of twist really hard for a second. Come on, get it on with. Get on with it. Get on with it! F minus max. Alright, hands up. How many of you have forgotten to do what I'm doing right now before? I was taking back my produce from the garage box. I'm gonna wager everything. Hang on. Orange or green? Ironically, my screen right now has Blade Terval, who is orange, and Russ, who's green. Green it is. Let's see here. Screw it. Green. and green. This is when we're gonna lose it, right here. Yep. Oh, wow. Maybe not. Okay, fine, whatever. Remember, gambling always pays off, kids. So this is what my sister's done like 20 times. Off camera, obviously. It increases our maximum energy level. Okay. How are we at here? Okay. Right. Guess that's actually it. Yep, okay. So we'll just go to bed. It's not raining tomorrow. Of course it's not raining tomorrow. That's true, nobody can steal my crops now. Make sure I have a spare pan. Oh, hey. I should, but I don't. Interesting. I guess we're just missing one right now. Oh, that sucks. I am PPY. Okay, well, let's do this. Don't worry, you're gonna not see me water for like 28 whole days soon. Because there's no farming in... Well, okay. There's not a lot of farming in winter. One thing I might ding the game for, and this was actually mentioned earlier, was itemization. I was doing a little digging onto what some of the stuff you can do in order to, you know, set up your farm. And an inordinate amount of it either requires doing Key's minigame thing, which I actually don't know anything about, or just having a crap ton of iridium. And iridium's not easy to come by. In fact, there's no reliable source of iridium that exists. Most iridium farmers just kind of do the staircase method in the Skull Cavern to get iridium. I should mention that I don't even have access to the Skull Cavern yet, for a bit of perspective. Yeah, exactly, Russ. So, my options are end game or post game to be able to not have to water my crops every day. That doesn't sound right. There really, really should be more options early on. For example, to use something from Dragon Quest Builders, maybe have the ability to just have people who can water your stuff for you. Or maybe sacrifice some lines in order to literally set up irrigation lines. You know, something. There are many options here, other than just walk around doing what I'm doing, you know? Yeah, normal sprinkler. So you see this right here? This is a quality sprinkler. It has a pathetically small coverage radius. It's so small, in fact, that I'm not even sure it's really feasible to do long-term. Especially since I literally cannot actually gain access to the materials at the moment in order to make another one. The only one I have I got from a bundle somewhere. It requires gold. Which makes my point for me. The fact that the pathetic and terrible sprinkler requires gold automatically blocks that behind certain levels of mine progression or whatever else. If I need to use a special setup in order to be efficient, you're just making my point more and more and more for me. The game's itemization, and it is specifically itemization, is actively what I would call bad. I could think of several ways to smooth it out, in several directions. But no, every time I look up what is required for X, Y, or Z, I run into a wall of, well, that's either late game, end game, or hope you brought a walkthrough. And none of those are acceptable answers to that question. Decelerating. I like that, MPPY. It's a good phrase for that. Oh yeah, then there's batteries, which require either lightning storms, which are RNG, or solar panels, which I didn't know existed. I still don't know what a solar panel is in context, or how to get one. Don't mistake me, I like a lot about this game, but it's funny how badly designed it is in several aspects. I suppose I could say the same about a lot of games I like. Yeah, that was my reaction, MPPY. When the hell did they add that? Yeah, apparently 1.5 added quite a bit. Just make sure we got everything here that we can currently get, which we have. Okay, cool. That is an interesting layout, Larian. I'll think about it. What am I doing? Yeah, I have done some fishing, not a lot. Most of my energy's been taken up watering every day. I've been so criminally under... Damn it, that was the other thing I was going to do. And it's too late now. I've been so criminally underfunded this entire game that I was like, oh, you know what, I'm just going to get some freaking money. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's just trying to get some freaking money. Okay. Let's do this. I mean, I kind of hate fishing. Which is funny, because my sister also hates fishing. For the exact same reasons, too. It's really easy to pinpoint what's wrong with fishing. It's so easy to fix with a mod. I can't tell you how many times I've been tempted to just mod fishing and say screw it. But no. It's a review. I've also been tempted to cheat a few times. But no. It's a review. Okay. That wrong thing, Laura. It doesn't bother me that much, since inventory space is kind of part of the management of the game. So I suppose I'd say that inventory is what I would consider fine. You'll notice I haven't given any positives for it, but I've also not given any negatives for it. That's probably where I'm going to sit on that. Especially given the chest system is, you know, what it is. There's plenty of ways to get energy early on. Yes, I just haven't really been doing most of those. I need to put this here. Even though I'll probably never use this. Just in case, we'll go ahead and put this over here. I'm going to have to commit to that, aren't I? Well, I think I have the resources for it. I can make kegs, too. Well, that costs iron. That costs a lot. But we're going to need it for winter, so... commit to it. I mean, that is her job, Crazy North. What, you mean these tools right here? No, I'm not going to waste the iron this early. I just don't have iron to spare right now. Actually, I guess I could do 3. Exactly 3. Or I could do 1. That's also acceptable. One it is. I don't really have dedicated space for these right now. You just get to go right here. It'll make me money. Most edible mushroom in America? Whatever the one is you buy at the grocery store that I don't know the name of. It's very edible. Pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, though. It is white. It's very white. Winter's almost here. Yep. Hey, we got some honey. And a lot of crops. We'll come back to that. Excuse me, cat. I need to water you. I should probably harvest these just so she doesn't lose the crop. I'm going to actually get Marnie a gift today. Because I keep forgetting people's birthdays, and I really do need to be raising those social meters. I'll probably do a lot of talking to people during winter. Since, you know, I'll be spending half my time doing this. You can't even make cranberry chutney. I mean, come on. Or maybe you can. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Maybe that's been added to the game. I don't know. Thanks, Blade Traval. Appreciate you. Yeah, harvesting's more fun than watering. I suppose, obviously. Okay. So I'm gonna go completely bonkers with this. Or I could make money. Let's make money. We need money now. We want more money. Thank you, Cookie Dude. Always appreciate it. I will jot that down. Son of yours. I mean, that's kind of going back to what I was talking about in PBY. I feel like maybe I've just been playing too many builder games lately. Like Grounded and Factorio and Satisfactory, but I feel like there should be more choices and more options for watering other than what I'm doing. But I don't want to circle that drain again. I think it's something that could be improved. I get that there's ways around it. I get that there's other things I could do. That doesn't make it spontaneously become well-designed. It just makes it, you know, less bad. So 15 negatives instead of 16. No. I swear. I mean, that is how the system's designed. There are gradients of good and bad. And that's just kind of how that is. Yeah, I feel like, based on how the game is designed, what I feel like is happening is that if I was to, like, approach the creator and say, you know, everything I just said about the itemization, I have a feeling the response would be something along the lines of, well, then just plant less. And I'm like, ironically, I do actually plan to plant less soon. And by soon, I mean next spring. But I kind of need my initial sales in order to be able to get the husbandry side of things going, which is what I'm going to start digging into. Need it for winter, anyways. You know, I'm amused my cat just leaves my hens alone, apparently. Speaking of husbandry, where are my chickens? Where's my other chicken? Where are you, other chicken? Oh god, where's the other chicken? I already have the silo. I've had the silo for a while now. Yeah, it's brown grass with brown chickens, and I'm like, ugh. Usually, oh, there you are. Usually I watch for movement, but they can roam a bit, as you can see. I probably could fence it off. I don't think they really need that much room to roam. I need to hurry, because that took too much time. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that, am I? Never mind. Okay. It's all on me, Crazy Norse. I should have min-maxed more. Oh, okay. Gift from Marnie, right. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, not too late for that, too. It's too late for everything today. Go well. Marnie! Oh god, where is she? Marnie! Marnie! Where are you, Marnie? Stop dating Lewis. He'll never give you what you really want. Because he's a dick. Everyone's a dick in this game, secretly. Or openly. Aw. No, I don't want anything to do with Marnie, like, in that way. I just think that she can do better than Lewis. Then again, I'm pretty sure that, Grandpa would be a better choice than Lewis. George. Alright. Marnie, where the hell are you? It's a Thursday. Which means... she is... in her house. Okay. Didn't see her there. Have sex with Marty. Really? Stop it, Con. I mean, we haven't even... Oh, Marty! Marty! Marty, Marty, Marty! I have something for you. Cool. Okay, so. Have a gift. Hug. Okay, where the hell was I? I can't do that yet because it's not raining. I need it to rain. Hi, Haley. You feel the urge to go shopping. Do you have a car? Do we have public... No, of course we don't have public transport. The bus is broken. We need to get... Where's the frickin', like, train or railway to Stardew Valley? To Pelican Town, rather. I know. We have a train. Wait a minute. We have a train. We have a train stop and everything. Huh. I think you can only have one kid in this game, too. Unless you delete it. Then you technically can have a second kid. But only one kid at a time. Oh god, you're probably right, Crazy Norse. We have got to get rid of Jojo Mart. And just murder them. You mean metaphorically, as in economic? No, I mean, we need to just go to Jojo Mart with some pitchforks and torches. And deal with them. Wow. I also need a lot more of these. Which means I need to decide where I'm going to set up my kegs. I don't have a basement. Where's my... What does a basement cost? I don't have any upgrades yet here. Where's the house? House. Housing upgrades. What do we got? What do we got? Okay, so... Looks like upgrade 3. Oh, that's expensive. That's really expensive. Ooh. Okay. Cool. God, that's all very expensive. Jeez Louise. I'm not even going for an in-game wife at this point, so I go. Alright. Let me think about this for a moment. Okay. Where's our stone right now? Oh, and it's Robin's birthday next. Let's see, what is she like? Quartz! Well, okay. Why do women like quartz? Savicom, why do they like quartz? Listen, it's fine, Crazy Horse, it's fine. Nobody cares about marriage. It's ridiculous. Although, who would we be marrying right now? Looks like Abigail. Jesus. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. Penny. Penny is actually higher. And since she's objectively the best choice, I think we can all agree that that's acceptable. I need to figure out what she actually likes and just give it to her regularly. Melons! Anything else? Dandelions and leeks. I think I actually still have some of those. I do, to both. So I need... oak. The iron. Those are both going to be aggravating to get a hold of. Oak and iron. Are you bothering me? I also need to figure out which one of these trees is an oak tree. I know which one isn't an oak tree. That's the pine one. I'm not sure about the other ones. What? What? Oh, for God's sakes. Listen, I have it on good authority that women love quartz. Apparently. Where do they put it all? Like, is there just a pile of quartz crystals in the back? That'd actually be funny. There. Get this off. Hmm. Oh, we have to get crystal floor. Although it takes quartz. Ooh. That should be interesting. And we're going to need access to Krobus to be able to even get the recipe for it. New achievement. Something. What did we just get? Ship 300 of one crop. Probably cranberries. I'd like to buy a pumpkin for you. Well, I have a pumpkin just for you, Caroline. One pumpkin. You know, Sis's crops are not in range of the scarecrows. Well, some of them are. It's fine, hazardous. It's fine. You see this field of cranberries? It's very healthy. The soil loves it. It was the only way. No, she's just dealing with, like, she doesn't have 8 hours a day to stream with her brother. Nobody does. That's the other thing I need to buy. I knew there was something else. But first, okay. Let's go buy some stuff first. You say that, people rotate in and out pretty regularly. Oh, hey, our first large egg. Brown large egg, but still, it's something. It's something. Hopefully Marnie's there, because I have to buy several things from her. The hay is quite full. Oh, you mean in the... Yeah, I can do that in a minute. Yeah, I'm pretty sure several people just turn on the stream and then kind of idle. Especially when I'm being boring like I am today. For God's sakes. Come on, Marnie. Open the door, Marnie. Let me in, Marnie. Let me in! I need a heater. I might need a second heater. In fact, let's just buy a second heater and get that over with. I'm also going to need a milk pail, sooner rather than later. Get the rest of our chicks. Oh, it's a white chicken. Yay. Anybody want to be a chicken? Going once, going twice. The hazardous chicken. I like it. Let's do it. And we'll make the other one Crazy Norse. Out of pure spite. No, we'll call this one Summer. You know, now that I finally have some frickin' cash so I can do some stuff, I have been poor for like 2 solid seasons and it's really been slowing down the stream. I do apologize for that. Ironically, I could reinvest all this money into seeds, but I need to buy a few other things first. It's all my sister's. I mean, technically some of that is my sister's fault, but only a small amount. Who's this pumpkin with? Caroline. Okay, okay. What I need right now is to remember that I forgot to bring the stone and the lumber. So that's cool. Tomorrow. $350 and $150. I think I have that. $350, $150, $350, $150. I'm actually running a little bit lower than on resources than I'd like to. Probably at least partially because of my beloved sister upgrading her house. I'm still amused by that. Like, thanks, sis. Appreciate you. Oh god, that might be all the stone we have. We might literally not have enough stone. Oh, jeez. Yep, that's all our stone. Oh, wow. Okay, we have enough lumber. Wow, okay, okay. Alright, let's do this. Let's dump those and that and that. Yeah, I may have to buy stone. How much is... God damn it. While I'm walking, could someone look up how much a barn costs in gold, please? Just really quick. Like the first barn. Okay, so I need to do this. I need to do that. I do not have grass stains. Thank you, Haley. Thank you. Hey, Walker. How is your afternoon going? Hi, Abigail. Where's your mother? 6,000. Okay, I can do that. Caroline. There you are. You're welcome. Okay. Now, I need to go buy some frickin' stone. And then that should leave me enough money for the pail upgrade, which I still need to get, but I can't get yet. Oh my goodness. Ostriches? What? Where do you know what? I'll find out. Part of the problem, and part of the reason I was even looking forward to this very stream, was I was looking forward to getting to the point where I could actually see all the new stuff that I haven't seen yet. Okay, so I need 50. And then I would like a barn, please. Thank you. Down, 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 comma, down, down, down. I want it right there. Okay. So that's done. I still need to hit that. We're now literally out of stone. Have 0 stone left. I mean, everything endgame and late game is a little bit silly hard to get, I've noticed. Probably to appeal to people who've been playing the game for years and want a challenge. So new players like me can just, you know, suck a lemon. And I think all we need here, yep, all we need here is the winter stuff. Fishing. Friendship. And this, I think, is the one I really care about, if I'm remembering correctly. Yep, minecart. So, I think I actually have most of that. I know I have that. In fact, I'll even drop one off right now. And I'm missing the fire quartz and the frozen tear. Yeah, I definitely have the solar essence. I'm pretty sure I have the bat wings. I'm not sure if I have enough slime, but slime is really easy to come by, so I'm not super worried about that. Let's find Penny. Oh, well then, yeah, that one's done then. I still need a gold bar, so I don't actually have gold yet. I haven't seen much in the way of gold. Hey, Penny. My one true love. I'm a quartz! I thought you liked quartzes. I swore you liked quartzes. Hang on, let me double check that. Oh, no, she doesn't. It's the other one who needs quartz. What does she like? Oh, she likes melons. Right. Robin likes quartzes. Sorry, Pen. Sorry, you were the wrong wrong redhead. There's too many redheads in this town. My goodness. You know that's a rare trait, right? I do not. I have basic pickaxe, basic axe. I have a copper hoe and a copper pail. I do have mayo on me. Can't give her. Let's give her some mayo. Listen, Penny, I'm very sorry about this here. Have some mayonnaise instead. Homemade mayo. Because that's not gross or anything. Ah! Take my gifts, Penny. I will shotgun them upon you. Like me! Turning into the Joker here. It's the only way, Crazy Horse. Marty! Hey, Marty. Oh yeah, speaking of which. I think we're friends now. So... Marnie likes quartz, ironically. That's why I was mistaking Marnie with Penny because I'm an idiot. For you, Robin. Right in front of your husband, because that's how I play. Here's your shorts, you idiot. You better pay me off for that one, buddy. I'm going public. Which, honestly, I should probably do anyways. It's probably for everyone's betterment. Hi, Mr. Red. I do hope your day has been appropriately, productive. Oh god, I haven't watered the crops. Oh god. Okay, okay, okay. Let's go do this, first and foremost. Make sure that the chickens are all nice and warm in winter, which is, you know, coming soon. Insert joke here, they're all good. Okay. Now to water the crops in the middle of the night. Like you do. Okay, hang on, we need to have very intense crop watering music here. The irony is this isn't leveling anything. Which I already complained about. That's another thing. You'd think watering would give you something, but no. I mean, technically it's giving me crops, but still. I mean, increasing energy or stamina or whatever would not be a bad thing for something like this. Or maybe just make it so you can, I don't know, use less water, or water a larger range, or something. Something to smooth out this process. Now we're going to play Mega Man music just to spite Larian. And for no other reason. You know, one of the weirdest things strategy games in general have taught me over the years? And I mention this because this absolutely applies to real life. You can't become so attached to your existing strategy that you refuse to change it. Which will be relevant when we get to spring. I can tell, yeah, Blade Chaval. It takes a little bit of practice, but yeah, you can tell. Okay, Oh, something finished. Delivery jelly. It's easiest to tell if you do something like that, but obviously the plants kind of help obscure that a little bit. Alright, now, I'm gonna have to do something really quick. Hey, level 9 farming! There's the iridium sprinkler and the all-important seed maker. Now, we can't really do much with the seed maker yet, but if we ever get some of the cool seeds, we will be good to go on that front. I kind of hope this is just a cabling issue. Because there was a Windows update last night which screwed with my audio. And all day, my monitor has not been right. I'm hoping that just replacing the cable will fix that. Because if it doesn't, then that sucks. Remember, mandatory updates kinda suck. Always have. Which one's the quality fertilizer? Like, specifically. The bottom orange box. Really? Crazy Norse. Are you sure? I thought it was the purple thing that says iridium sprinkler. By the way, if you're wondering, proficiency literally just reduces energy cost. Nothing else. I was wondering for a while. Sap plus fish? Oh, that's going to be expensive. I think I need to take my coat off. Holy crap. I'm getting behind my computer here. I don't want to, you know, be dragging a giant coat with me. Ugh. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. All this blood. Immediately go blank. Yep, there it goes. That should have screwed with everything. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's okay. Hopefully. It might not be okay. Everything's not up here. Everything's gone forever. We've destroyed everything. Okay, that's funny. How did I misread that hard? It even says HDMI. That's funny. This is not an HDMI cable. I forget what this is actually called. But this is a... what you call cable. It's a higher def cable, which my monitor doesn't even have an option for. So that's cool. So now I gotta figure out where the hell my HDMI cables are. You know, it'd be really funny is if my monitor's just dying. Considering this is the $2,000 monitor, that would kind of suck. That'd be about right, though. This time of year. Nope. You're not an HDMI either. Why are my HDMI cables not in the HDMI cable box? Did my sister move all my cables in real life? know what? Fine. Whatever. What do you think? Leave it long enough. This might be. Get in there. Get in there. Okay, I have a monitor again. It's been an interesting year. Okay. Yep, that's how that should be. So why, pray tell, my second monitor has spontaneously turned off. This is interesting. There we go. And now my first monitor's off. I can't even read chat right now. Because chat's right there on a monitor that's not on. What in God's name is going on here? Okay. Okay, I'll deal with the rest of that later. I have my primary monitor back. Hopefully it won't be flickering again. That'll be the real test. Gonna deal with that. Immediately starts flickering. It's already flickering right now. What in God's name is happening here? Okay, hang on. Hang on. That's just... What the crap? Okay. Hold up, hold up. Sorry for the noise. So last time it lasted like 10 seconds before it started flickering. Sorry I've had no music going. I just, you know, it's Hang on, let me fix everything here. Because apparently this is my life now. Here. Okay, okay. Why am I hearing this goddamn sound loop? Stop looping sound. Stop it! Screwed up my monitor settings too. No, don't. I'm gonna laugh if what I just did, accidentally, without even realizing that that was a problem, fixed it. I mean, if it's fixed, right? But god damn it, Windows. That would mean Windows changed my refresh rate on my monitor without my permission, just like it changed my audio settings last night. I don't remember how to do this. At some point, I'll actually start playing Stardew Valley again, I swear. There, okay. Everything is completely in the wrong order now. It fixes every time I get in game. It should be the correct volume again now. For some reason, the main menu music is always at default volume, not adjusted volume. I learned how to make spaghetti! What's it take? A tomato and, like, wheat or whatever? Yeah, I can see chat. I can see chat. I am as close to normal setup as I am probably going to get anytime soon. Yeah, spaghetti is extraordinarily easy to make. That was the joke. That's just... Now, here's the funny thing. Spaghetti is also extraordinarily easy to screw up. I'm sure at least everyone in chat has at least one point into your life had bad spaghetti. Parmesan. That's a little rougher. Hey, Robin. It's not your birthday, so I don't care about you. Bye. Nobody cares about you, Robin. Bye. I think I do need to make a bit of a fencing thing here. Nothing fancy, just something to prevent them from roaming too far. Like, say, here. I think I can fence in Robin, she just doesn't care. She's too powerful for puny fences. I had to get rid of my chickens no matter the cost, Crazy Norse. It was the only way. Yeah, Robin has tools, she can break out. I could do that. That's not a terrible idea. What do I do with that then, though? That's a good question, Evo. I don't know. Magic? Is that an acceptable answer? Could do that. Let's temporarily do that. For God's sakes, game, come on, work with me here. I have no idea, Evo. She, of course, has a life, which does not involve her brother, and therefore may or may not do anything, who knows. That'll do for right now. And rejiggering of everything can wait until later. Okay. Today's the 20th. I don't have to care about anything except for Robin, who's over there, and mayonnaise. I don't have everything going, which means I haven't gotten the chicken things yet. Wish I could make a vertical gate, but whatever, I suppose. Oh, there they are. God, I'm stupid. Don't be silly. There's no such thing as a vertical gate. Obviously. I mean, it's very clear, right? Alright. Now, let's see. So I hope Evo's paying attention, because Vorsat, I guess in my mind they look similar to monkeys if monkeys weren't ugly and terrible and stupid. So, relatively long arms, lithe, narrow bodies, no hair to speak of. There are glyphs that rotate around them that have personal and cultural significance, which I won't bore you with right now. Those glyphs are custom crafted. Every single one of them is handmade. That is a lie from hell, Crazy Norris. Don't lie to me. Don't worry, I'll get Robin a new axe to replace her whole beat up axe. If you get what I mean. Anyways, they, long hands, long fingers, long legs that kind of dangle. They don't actually walk. In fact, I'm not sure they can walk. They hover. Yeah, they use their innate magic to float around. They are an innately telekinetic race, so they don't even use their hands all that often. They can, of course, but they tend to lean more on using their telekinesis to interact with things. They do not have tails, no. Like, the general mental image I have of the Vorsat is like a flowing thing that I've just been distracted by. What is this? Oh god, it's hideous, Crazy Norse. Like a flowing dress, I suppose. Or a long flowing coat, that kind of a thing, is the general aesthetic and style I want for the Vorsat. What do their faces look like? So, would you believe I've never designed their faces? Now, hang on, there's a reason for that. It's because the Vorsat always wear these masks when they are around other people, when they are around non-Vorsat. I think I've mentioned before that they are a bit pro-Vorsat. While other races generally don't have the authority, right, or privilege of seeing what they look like underneath the masks. So I've never actually designed what they look like under the mask. They also like to wear nice, long, flowing clothes. They're hairless monkeys. No, they're not humans. Okay. I mean, if I saw a human being that looked like a Vorset, I'd probably scream on the spot. Robin is building me a barn, which I'll need for the winter months. I don't like this. What did I do this instead? I mean, I'm terrible at describing things in general, but I'd be curious if you just sketch something out like really basic sketch and see how extraordinarily inaccurate it looks based on my absolutely terrible descriptors. Secretly, this is my way of trying to get you to invent a new race. By forcing you to do a terrible drawing of a poorly described thing. So I'm debating how I want to do the layout now, because I've just adjusted things by one square, which has completely thrown everything off. Congrats, Larry. can't decide if I should even try to do produce, as weird as that may sound, next year. I'm thinking. I will admit I wasn't thinking it would be this difficult to get a hold of a regular source of iridium. Silly me, I suppose. Yeah, she's got to do her words. We all know how this works, Crazy Horse. There's a lot of words. Glazed yams. Interesting. Let's double check. Robin likes quartz. Okay, I'm right. I got something for you, Robin. Oh, God. How do I reach her? Robin! 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 No! Okay. Yeah, I guess she gets to go without a birthday present. Sorry, Robin. I have a present that you like, but I apparently can't throw it at you. Yeah, I need to finish this off over here. Actually, just here. Heh. That's funny. She does. She just works 24 hours. It's ridiculous. She has even more of a work ethic than I do, which is pretty impressive. What I'm debating is, do I want to try and redesign the farm, the produce side of the farm, around the crap sprinklers or the even more crap sprinklers? I mean, fair enough, Crazy Norse, but still. Look, I'd work less if I could not sleep, okay? That's not true. I would work more if I couldn't sleep. But the point is, I could get more done, which would be the really important part of that. Okay. You know what I should do? I should be like, hey, Gary, go buy Stardew Valley, load it up, hop in here, and run around watering my crops for me. It's okay, we only got about a week more of this, and then the goal is to kind of not water the crops ever again. I guess, speaking of which, what does the basic sprinkler take? Copper and iron. That's still not cheap. That's not super cheap. Yeah, I need a farming serf who won't constantly rob me. Yeah, no, I know the basic is extremely worthless, and considering that costs an iron bar, I don't think that's really worth the effort. Do I... This is going to be the dumbest question I've asked today. So that takes refined quartz, and I'm definitely not looking up how to make refined quartz right now. Okay, it's just in the furnace. That's kind of what I thought, but I wanted to be sure. That means I need to start picking up quartz. Lots of quartz. I'm gonna go upgrade my pickaxe. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on that. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, I hope... I'm gonna actually get a recycle... Part of the reason I've been holding on to my trash this whole time is for when I eventually get the recycling machine. Abigail. You should do a bubblegum pink. Aw. I doubt I'm going to reach gold. I don't have the money for that. I don't have the income stream for that in general. But I am going to start working on some upgrade nations. Speaking of which, thank you. Getting the minecart working would be a huge boon too, but that's going to also involve time in the mine, ironically. Oh wow, my inventory's full. Well. Yeah, I'm actually strongly debating going ahead and getting a full 4 cows, although I need to do some math. That's 116. So that's 232. So it takes 232 wheat to feed 8 animals across winter. I think I got that. I'm double checking because I think it's 240 is what I've got in the silo, but pretty sure I got that. Yep, 240. And let's go ahead and wash a little bit there. Ironically, I actually need copper now. Do I have any copper? I do have copper. Getting a little low on coal, as is pretty normal. That'll get me the pickaxe. Honestly, let's go ahead and stick with that for now, for that. Feed the... water the cat. Gotta water the cat. Very important. Let's fail at watering the cat because we can't hit a bowl. Because I'm pretending to be my niece. I shouldn't be mean. She only did that once. So that'll be enough for those 3 upgrades. If I have the money, which I don't think I do. Because I don't. So I'm going to need cash. But I'm very slowly making cash right now. Just hold on to those for now. Yeah. Okay. I was just thinking, I should go knock down some stones to get some stone. I don't have my pickaxe. So we'll do this instead. Hours to kill. Wow, that's pretty impressive. I would suggest sleeping in that period of time, though. I hear sleep's a good thing to do. I don't know personally, but it is a rumor I keep hearing. My niece came up with the phrase FML word. She says, you gotta make sure to water the cat, and it's just kind of stuck. Yes, give in to not sleeping at the night, or not working at the night shift, excuse me. Oh, by the way, FM Aylward, you asked me a question. I've been chewing on it a little bit. You said, how would I review a game that is expecting me to mod it? You assume, of course, for this game, but you use the example you use is Tabletop Simulator, which is a game in which all games are mods. So, unfortunately, I can't think of another example of a game that isn't Tabletop Simulator that is basically mod mandatory. Having said that, that would be a very, 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 very short review of something like Tabletop Simulator. Because they're like, alright, so here's the interface, here's the controls, here's the hotkeys, here's the options, and here's the physics. Done. It would probably be a 10-minute review. I suppose that kind of answers you. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines wasn't mod mandatory in the way that's being described here. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines was a game that was unacceptably buggy, crashy, and otherwise unplayable. That's different. A game that requires a mod to run, we have long-standing precedents for. Well, nowadays we say no, I refuse to stream those games. But if one of those games has been grandfathered in, then what happens is we stream it and we give it negatives. Oh, it's done. And that is all the iron I need for the immediacy. Oh, I'm sorry, Evo. Kinda, yeah, wonderful. Little bit. Okay. $20 gold. Yeah! Winning. This is what winning looks like. Interestingly enough, I still haven't decided 100% what I'm doing when it comes to reviewing WoW. You're probably thinking, what do you mean? Mods. WoW is extraordinarily pro-mod. Like, a lot. And so, as a consequence, you know, I mod the crap out of WoW. But when it comes to a review, well, it's different. I haven't decided exactly how I'm dealing with that yet. And no, I haven't checked mushrooms in a minute. Not the greatest haul, but that's okay. That's okay. We're walking. We're walking. Pumpkin. Hey, Huthor. Oh, she's done with the barn. Yay. She worked through her birthday to finish that barn for us. Yep, and in return, I did not give her a gift. Merry Christmas, love Balthazar. Whoops, I missed part of the fence over here. Just wandered right out. Jesus. Let's fix that. Hmm. No. There we go. Now, the funny thing is, I probably shouldn't fix this until tonight to make sure all the chickens are in. Well, except I see 3 of them. There's a 4th. I don't see him. Up there. Go! Go back into the fence. Shoo! 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 Get in there! Get in there! Get in there! Yeah! 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 There we go. Okay. As I was saying. Interesting, Mr. Red. That's, I don't think there is, Evo, no. Oh, hey. If it's not obvious, you notice we stopped selling produce. It's because at this point I'm kind of committed to having a slow trickle of produce being turned into jelly and wine, which will be what I do henceforth. It means I'll get less money for this quarter, but it means I'll have more money overall. And since I have another trickle income that's on its way thanks to the cows and the chickens, I'm not super worried about it. However, that does mean I do need to buy some cows, so I'm gonna go do that really quick. I'm also gonna need to get a cheese machine at some point. I believe I'll get one last cranberry. Could someone do me a favor and look up how many days it is for the recurring on cranberries? Because I believe I can only get one more at this point, but I'm not 100% on that. Listen, Mr. Red, how dare you... What was it, trauma dumping? How dare you trauma dump on us, Mr. Red? You should be ashamed of yourself. And all the other stupid things that idiot said. It's a part of public record. Okay, so if... 1, 2, 3, 4... If by total miracle the cranberries drop tomorrow, we will actually get one last batch of it, I believe. Is there something you British people need to tell me? Like, is there... I keep hearing some horror stories coming out of the islands, and it's starting to worry me, guys. It's not like the country I live in is exactly roses and sunshine, but Jesus. I have no idea, Larian. Like, I originally kept track of that. And then I lost track, because I've been keeping track of a lot of things today. Okay, everything's watered. Again. Now it's too late to go check to see. Oh my god, that took so long, I'm not going to be able to check to see if my pickaxe is ready today. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try. Mayo. Oh, we have our first gold mayo. Nice. Damn right, drown the plants. Release the river. It's a shame you can't fill in the ponds, or, conversely, expand the ponds if you wanted to. That could be part of that irrigation thing I was talking about. Well, Marnie is not here. Great. Release the bogus! Sorry. Old meme, nobody cares. Ugh. Telling you, Super Macho Man, minus the attitude, that's totally me. That's not true. My actual body type, I've actually talked about this before, is much more bald bull. Not because he's bald, but because, like, look at his overall bone structure and body type. That's me. Very stocky, very blocky, I look awful. Here, I got you something, Penny. Iron Will knows what to do with Iron's situation. If you can't have lunch, then I will punch! That's not terrible. Okay. I really wish Clint didn't close at 4. God, Clint, you're the worst. You are the worst. Let's talk to people. Let's get a rep up. Wow, we are actually really high with Penny right now. Look at that. Abigail's decently high. Demetrius, Pam, and Lewis. Do you know what Bald Bull looks like, Sobacom? Don't look up the drawings. They're distorted. You have to see what he looks like in game. Ooh, coconut wine. That sounds horrifically terrible. In real life, but in game, that sounds awesome. Yeah, we should have just gone with Joja Cola this whole time. I was gonna say, Evo, you of all people. Actually, I do love Balthazar. Not a lot. I have visited farms, and I have stayed on farms, but I've never lived on farms, like, for years. I have simply been party to the experience. It was a lot of work. Interesting, though. I learned a lot. And, of course, I've never minded hard work, especially not hard labor. I don't... They're long and they're thin. Like, to the point where they're physically impossible to function. Evo. Oh. There... Okay, so... I have milked cows. Yeah, that's less pleasant than it sounds. While we're on the subject. I've already mentioned this story, but nearly losing... Excuse me, actually losing... And then nearly losing the bottle to the baby lamb was the thing that surprised me the most. Let's go with neither. Picture a bundle of reeds, I think, for proportions. Or like a wisp kind of a thing. Look up Guard of War, and then make the arms longer. Fair, Crazy Norse. Go ahead and drop this off really quick. You. Oh. Time for a new batch of jelly. Gardevvoir. So I'm thinking a little bit about the eventual layout here. I do agree with Russ. I think hitting up the mines and focusing on gear upgrades should be my next overall thing. If nothing else, it'll give me a better way to get more minerals from the mine, since I have no gold and a very limited iron supply right now. I'm also running out of copper while we're on the subject. I've never thought of a Gardevoir's head as being large. Now I gotta Google this. Yeah, their heads are actually pretty small. But, their hair is, you know, doesn't exist. Because they don't have hair. So, like, get rid of the hair. And tiny face, wispy, very wispy. I keep emphasizing that word, and you keep ignoring me, because you're like, so they're like monkeys. And I'm like, do you think monkeys are wispy? And Evo's like, yes! Oh, monkeys are wispy! And then it just turns into this giant battle, and we get into the boxing ring, and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. And Evo just goes, punch! And I'm gone. One shot. Because she brought a shotgun. Now there's an experience. You ever shot a shotgun in real life? Those things... Ooh, I still remember what that felt like. Hey, pickaxe is ready. Yeah, shotgun. I've only fired a shotgun during one time in my life. Hey! And that hurt. Once I was ready, I could hold it a little bit better, brace it a little bit better, but I had a giant frickin' bruise from that. Now, I was kind of young. I was in my teens at the time, so I was laying down to help me brace for it. For the first shot, for the very, very first shot. Probably a good thing, too. It was all very supervised, you get the idea. It was just, okay, I'm ready. Oh! I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. You know what I should do? I used to know this by heart. I should just retime it. So we're going to be organized. I like being organized. We'll do it as soon as we get some of this going on. So let's pet the cat. Let's water the cat. Yep, that's a lot of cranberries, which are all going in the eventually going to be turned into jelly pile. Like I said, we're going to have a source of money for a long time. Which is kind of the point. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm already familiar with it, Uthor. I forget what brought it to my attention, but it was the 3 completely separate British institutions who all simultaneously screwed everything up at the same week. And the multiplier effect that had on everything was at crisis levels. Like, what? What's funny, as near as I can tell, there was no deliberation there. It was just, they're all doing their own things, you know, which is their jobs, and they just all did them on the same week. And that was a really dumb idea. But nobody was telling each other they were doing the thing, so it just kind of slammed into the market like a freight train. Anyways, okay, so. Whoops. Let's finish up the cranberry field. We'll finish up the second field. So it is 9 a.m. I'm going to wait till it's 9:10. We're going to time this, okay? Get right to the edge. Okay, 9:10. Let's see how long it takes, without the minecart upgrade, to get to the southeast part of town. We're going to try to be efficient about a route as much as we can. Not a Ruth. We don't have a Ruth right now. Cranberries are very cheap investment for a huge return on said investment. So that was 40 minutes to get over here, roughly. I would like to upgrade my pickaxe. And we have enough for one more steel upgrade. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'll figure something out. Have I given you another gift, Penny? I have not. Hey, Penny! Oh, thanks. Have a gift. Does anybody not like mayo? I know the kids don't. Hmm. So now we gotta finish all the crap I didn't do. I also need to buy cows, so I actually don't have enough money right now. Unless I sell something off temporarily as a loan, effectively, to myself. I might do. I actually hate mayo in real life, but that's neither here nor there. I'll take mayo over ranch, but oof, no thank you. Okay, how much are cows? Marnie? I hate you. Alright, whatever. What the hell is aioli? Would be my answer to that question. Well, I don't think I've ever had aioli. If I have no memory of it, sorry. Ironically, there's actually a lot of different types of mayo here in the States, but I just don't care for mayo. I don't like creamy sauces in general unless they have a lot of bite to them. Like proper horseradish sauce, or of course, you know, spicy mustard. Or spicy brown mustard, or spicy brown honey mustard, or... Anyways. Since I have such a regular supply of mayo, I think I'll go ahead and sell that. That'll be my loan to myself. So this one time, I was at Subway, right? Now this was a decent Subway, which I feel the need to preface because there is such a thing as a bad Subway, but I'm at a decent Subway. The woman ahead of me is like, alright, I'll get a turkey sandwich. And so, you know, he sets it all up. And he's like, alright, are you going to want, like, any extra bacon or stuff like that? She's like, no, I'm trying to lower my weight. I'm on a diet. He's like, okay, so what do you want to add to the sub? Okay, so I'm going to want lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions, ranch, oil, vinegar, dressing, and mayo. Like Italian dressing. This thing... I don't want to sound gross, but it was a moist sandwich. It was a dripping sandwich. The dude had to double wrap, you know, the sheets? He had to double wrap it to get it in there and not causing problems. Yes, it was a soggy witch, exactly. And I'm sitting there, not saying anything, of course, just kind of going... Yep. Listen, I feel free to judge that lady for her terrible, terrible taste. Ironically, my answer to that question, Crazy Norse, is yes, I prefer both, just depending on my mood. And yes, I have been to a Jersey Mike's. Just a few weeks ago, actually. Do you want it covered in oil? No. Do you want it covered in ranch? No. Do you want it covered... No! Vegetables, please. Yeah, that was the joke, really. I mean, it's not even a joke. This is a real thing that really happened. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna diet. Just slather it in oily, greasy liquid. Okay. No, oh, I know, Ross. I know. The dude ahead of me just... Ugh. I do not get that at all. Granted, I don't like oil and vinegar. Well, I actually don't mind vinegar, but I don't like oil in general. So... the idea of having that, just, no thank you. I will politely decline. Would I tell her what? Hey lady, you're an idiot. Probably not. Let's get some lumber going. We're gonna need some soonish. And I can't buy any cows because Marnie refuses to do her damn job. God, Marnie. I guess we'll see how much money I'm going to make tomorrow. I mean, don't get me wrong. There is a way to drench food in things that makes them taste better. That's a thing. But, like, you know, like a good Indian curry, for example. You are, for all intents and purposes, absolutely pouring flavoring all over that lamb or goat or whatever it is. But in my experience, there's a difference between that and drowning something in something that's effectively designed to supplant its flavor, right? It's one of the reasons why I've actually talked about this on my very cooking videos. It's all about trying to match flavors. It's all about trying to figure out what works well with something else, right? What brings out a flavor. When you cook some jalapenos in a little bit of oil, you're not trying to make it taste like oil. You're trying to spread the spice flavor and pull it out of the seeds so that it can then be disseminated into whatever it is you're cooking the rest of it in. One of my roommates, I think I've mentioned this before, used to get a bowl of cornbread. And when I say a bowl of cornbread, I'm talking, we're probably talking 20 pieces of cornbread here, right? Grab a cornbread, and he had a tin of butter, and he would just dip the cornbread in the butter. We did make fun of him, but, I mean, you know, friends. You're allowed to say that kind of thing about your friend. Good God. Hey! We can now make the lightning rod, finally. Alright, 5,000 gold. That should help us out a little bit with the intended cow-related purchases. I've eaten peanut butter straight before, but usually like a spoonful. One spoonful of peanut butter. I was like, yep, I'm good. Also, I usually do that when I need an emergency, oh crap, I need food right now kind of a thing. Emergency protein, if you will. I mean, saying he shouldn't eat like that is kind of a question mark for me, I suppose. I mean, that's his health and his desire to do that, and it's not really my place to judge. But what the hell is wrong with you? Anyways. Squeeze out the last few crops here. It's George's birthday. Yeah, we'll give him some mayonnaise. Old people like mayonnaise, right? I mean, I've said this before, I could probably eat a whole avocado every day and be happy with that. In different ways, obviously. Sometimes you have it raw, sometimes you spread it on something, maybe salted, peppered, it's part of a salad, put it on a sandwich, put it on a bagel. Like, I can think of a lot of good things you can do with that. I have never had avocado pizza, to my dismay. Good food is best shared. I've said that for years. There's not much I enjoy quite like being able to take some friends or family to a restaurant or to cook for them. It's kind of the same thing. I've never heard that, Crazy Norse, but possibly. The one I of course know about is almonds, because I still have people who are family members who live in California. I've never had fried avocado. Oh my god, she's working. Cows. Ooh, those are expensive. Okay. Let's get a cow. Who wants to be a cow? Going once. Going twice. Brigman. I think I'll buy one more. I might actually buy 3 more. I might just go hog on this. I have the money. It's just going to interrupt my upgrades. But I think I will. I think I'm going to get all 3. So I've got 3 more cows. Anybody else want to be a cow? Okay, hang on. Whoa. Got one for Dawn. We'll get one for Blade Taval here. Whoop, 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 whoop. And last cow. I like how they specify these are dairy cows, not butcher cows or whatever they're called. There we go. Are they called heifer? God, it's been a while. I know there's a difference. I know there's different types of cows. I'm not that ignorant. Okay, and I have enough for 1 upgrade, which I think I will actually burn on my pail. Because I'm not sure about the thing yet. Yeah, I think it will. And again, oh, I don't know. I'll think about it. I always knew. Duh, Ilya. So which one's which? So we got... There's Iliani. You're a spotted. Blade Taval is also a spotted. The brown is Dawn. I think they're all spotted except for Dawn. I mean, it makes sense. Butchering is a thing. Yeah, I just got you, so you're 1 day old in game terms. Okay, now to finish this frickin' cranberry field. Pretty sure we'll get 1 more harvest out of this, so another 100 or so cranberries. There's going to be a lot of jelly. And the goals for the winter are going to be upgrading our frickin' tools and using that to buy a whole lot more eggs. Maybe. I haven't actually 100% committed to that yet. Well, speaking of which, do I have the cheese machine thing? I do. Hardwood. Ugh, okay. I've changed my mind. Let's refocus a little bit. Sure, Huthor. I do plan to get a duck at some point. I need at least 1. Just not there yet. Correct, Evo. If you look at the picture, you can tell how small and angular their faces, their heads, entire, really are. So, like, use that as a guide, kind of a thing. Ah! Ah! Okay. Alright. Yes, wispy. Not monkey. Wispy. Big difference. I believe that's my first wine I've ever produced. Chateau de Runner. Circa 2022. Aged in an oak cask, obviously. Immediately sell it. There with the starving artist. They're really not, Evo. I think you and I are just having a professional disagreement here. Which means back to the ring! I'm ready. Ready. Let's do it. Also, the screen has stopped flickering, so I think I fixed it. We have 44 golden cranberries. Jeez. Okay, we have a little bit of time left in the day. What can we do? Let's go talk to people. Raise our reps. Get some gifts. Give some gifts. I wish to be friends with everybody. Mayonnaise for everybody. Cheese later. We'll figure that out. Unless people don't like cheese. And then cheese for nobody. Why would I go to the beach? I got friends to make. You. Do you want some mayonnaise? Would you like some homemade mayo? Right, it's a Wednesday. Damn it, I actually get that reference, Uthor. Have some mayo, Granny. Wait, is she one of the ones? Hang on, I should look this up. Hang on. Who doesn't like mayonnaise? It's Emperor Valerian. He's the one who doesn't like mayonnaise. I knew it. How could you? Okay, it's Sebastian and Sam are the ones who don't like it. And Caroline. Just gonna leave this little handy-dandy guide over here. Alright, Granny. Have some mayo. Hey, Evo. I got some mayo for you. Because this is totally you here, Emily. We'll even give some to Harvey, even though he sucks. Listen, Harvey, I know you suck, but here you go. Have some mayo. Like, we basically got the mayo machine going at this point. We're going to get 4 mayo every day, so... let's start tossing these out there. I think you'd look good with blue hair. I think it would work. Because I've noticed, ironically, since I myself had very long blue hair, but in my experience, short blue hair tends to work better. See, these two, they don't get mayo. But Penny, she gets mayo. No, whatever. The kid stole the mayo. Oh, jeez. That... you know, a lot of people list that as one of the best episodes of Simpsons. I'm not sure I agree with that. Why did I choose blue? So, I actually chose violet. Now, you probably can't see my hair, because it's really small right about now. But my hair is very thick and very dark. It's not black, but it is a very dark brown. So, it had to be nuked in order to dye it any color whatsoever. And even doing so using a deep violet dye came out with a very light blue. Which one was Cape Fear? That sounds like one of the Sideshow Bob episodes. I've got some stamina. Let's get some fishing in. Oh, we've even got a fishing pole thing. Pot, spot, whatever that's called. Sweet. Not what I wanted. Whoa, why am I facing south? Yeah, that's the one I thought it was. I'd have to think about it to picture my favorite Simpsons episode. Like, I'd have to really think about that. Other than do it for her. Which is just... The older I've gotten, the more that episode has hit. You know what I mean? Just, yikes. In a good way. In a good way. I don't think I'd put Homer's Enemy on the top, personally. I did like the sequel to Homer's Enemy. I forget what's even called, but... I believe it does, Chester Copperbot, but I could be incredibly wrong. So let's see if we can actually hit the damn bubbles. There we go. Here I am suggesting you dye your hair. I'm sorry, Evo. I didn't actually mean anything by it. I just think it would look cool. Nothing to read into here. Your hair color's better than mine, for certain. So far, I haven't gotten jack from these bubbles. Except for a lot of trash. Holy crap. Look at this. Now, there's an interesting question. If you could just romance anybody, like if you could just magically make one person in this game romanceable, who would you go for? An existing romance target is acceptable. Not a valid answer, Valerian. Oh, I agree, Solo Cat Plasma. Even the one... he pulls a semi-frequent thing, almost a BioWare thing, where even the characters who are irritating tend to have layers to them. Like, Shane pissed me off the first time I played this game. Now he's honestly one of my favorite characters. All joking aside, Shane is probably the best male romanceable character. And his romance is pretty wholesome, all things considered. Shane doesn't need fixing. He needs editing. Sorry. No, we didn't romance Enemy in Cyberpunk. Yeah, I need to stop fishing. That's true, Crazy Norse. Alright. I think I'm gonna go with Jody. I know. But, like, just ignore all the related stuff. You've got a woman who is a successful, take care of the kids at home mother, while simultaneously making a point to have a life-work balance, take care of herself, keep exercising, and have good relations with the people in the town. Like, she's just a decently nice person. In addition to the fact that she comes across as one of the more mature and responsible of the female characters, which is something that obviously appeals to me. A blade, huh? Here, have a cold one. I don't drink, but thanks. I like how Shane has this dinky cup. I have this giant, like, thing. Ugh, life. You ever feel like no matter what you do, you're gonna fail? Like you're stuck in some miserable abyss and you're so deep you can't even see the light of day. I just feel like no matter how hard I try, I'm not strong enough to climb out of that hole. Fast drinker, huh? Man after my own heart. Just don't make it a habit. You got a future ahead of you still. Well, my liver's begging me to stop. Better call it a night. See you around, Laura. And honestly, that's kind of Shane in a nutshell right there. Now, Huthor asked if I could romance one character in WoW. Rather, Warcraft. Who would I pick? I know my knee-jerk answer. That's two questions, Evo. How their masks look vary, and their masks do not look alike. No. Gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. Oh, God, I made it. Okay. Very angular, though. Very imperious. Yes, yes. Very intimidating. Powerful. Strong! Excuse me. Can you guess, Huthor? Just out of curiosity, before I tell you. I could probably put more thought into it, but... Can you give an actual guess, Uthor? I suppose Mr. Red can. Anybody knows Warcraft well enough? Hey, pickaxe is ready. Winter's coming. Okay, I got a lot of junk. Let's sort out my inventory after last night. Ironically, I'm too connected to Miss Proudmoore to ever think about romancing her. That's off the table. Couldn't do it. Like, I know that sounds stupid, but I've known Jaina Proudmoore since, like, 2002. You know? Oh, wait, trash. Trash. Whenever Warcraft 3 came out, I forget when. So Lysra was actually someone who legitimately occurred to me. However, she is taken. And honestly, she and Lorthamar are a great couple, so I wouldn't get involved with it. Yeah, Permius gets it. It would be like dating his sister. I couldn't... There's nothing there. There's no connection there. Now, Lillian Voss isn't taken. Ironically, I think Eva would like Lillian too. Not like that, I mean just as a character. She's honestly probably one of the better WoW unique characters in the entire game, in my honest opinion. As in, a character that is not from a previous game to WoW. The list of those are slowly growing. Well, her backstory is super dark and tragic, so it's just right down your alley. And... or is that right up your alley? Whatever. And, she's an awesome character who tries to grow beyond her limitations. Spent a year recovering from having her soul and her body separated from each other by an evil necromancer. The thing I like most about Lillian Voss, other than the fact that she's a well-written, awesome character, she's weirdly wholesome. Lillian went through hell, like, you know, most Forsaken have. Twice, actually. But then she decided the best possible use of her time, effort, and attention would be to try to make sure nobody else ever had to go through what she went through. And I like that. Like, that's kind of that's a really great thing to dedicate your, technically in her case, third life towards. Hi, Emily. Another beautiful day in Pelkin Town. Okay. She's been doing the drugs. Well, that's my whole point, Evo. So she started off... Oh, God. Hang on. Let me finish this cutscene, then I'll explain Lillian Voss to you. Drugs, lady! Oh, you poor thing. Your wing's broken. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why the birds are popping in right here, it's because that's technically the edge of the screen. You see this when you're playing in 4K as well. The game just doesn't render certain things, usually for cutscenes, past a certain boundary. You're a bit different from the others, aren't you? Just like me. Don't worry. I'll nurse you back to health, little one. Everything will be alright. Aww. As a token of respect, she didn't give the bird a name. What, worse than Ashevane, Uthor? Thistly Crow. I mean, Thistly's awesome. I wish we saw more of her. Aw, I've already given her gifts. Okay, so Lillian Voss. So I have to give you a bit of backstory because this is Warcraft, and it's one of the most in-depth settings that exist in fiction. So, the light is not good. I know this is a weird place to start, just bear with me, okay? The light is not inherently good. The light is based off of a degree of faith and devotion, okay? So that's kind of where the light comes from. That's important because it establishes a very important point, that you can be evil and still utilize the light. Axe. That's what I'm doing next. There we go. Hang on, I'm just starting at the basics because I don't know what you know, okay? Just bear with me. So, as a direct reaction to that, during and in the immediate wake of the Third War, which was Warcraft 3, which was the undead invasion of the Scourge, a large group of people got together and started wielding the light to save people. That organization got twisted horrifically out of bounds very quickly, partially because of the infiltration of a Nothrazim into its ranks, partially because some of the people in that group were just plain evil. That group is known as the Scarlet Brotherhood. Now, the Scarlet Brotherhood very quickly, how do I explain this? It self-filtered so that originally it was like 50% decent people and then 50% evil people. And because the evil people were the one getting results, and because the good people kept getting killed by the undead, the evil people, just by natural selection, started being the only ones left. And because they're the only ones left around, they're the ones who are able to enforce their policies on the others more stringently, and the whole thing just kind of got worse and worse and worse over time. Again, the influence of Balnazar is definitely something to be kept in mind here. Balnazar is the Nothrazim I just mentioned. But regardless of his influence, it's my personal opinion that the Scarlet Brotherhood was always going to go down that road. It just got sped up. Getting off topic. Here's the relevant part. There was a priest of this particular... Now remember, priest is not a religious thing. It's actually a class. It's someone who utilizes the light, either for damage or for healing. So this priest has a daughter. She's in her teens, early teens, and he uses the resource of the Brotherhood to experiment on her and manipulate her on a soul level in several cases to make it so that she turns into this perfect killing machine, essentially. Now, obviously, I say perfect killing machine. That was his intent. There's obviously a lot higher tier things than her. But the idea was that she was designed to be an undead killer. And she was brainwashed by her fanatical father and her fanatical friends, who, as I just mentioned, were the evil members of the Scarlet Brotherhood, into thinking all undead are evil, regardless, and that she needed to do everything in her power to kill them, and that was her only goal in life. So she didn't have much of a childhood. Then she died. Then she got brought back as an undead. Now, she specifically got brought back as a Type 3 undead. That is someone who still has their mind, their mentality, their soul, whatever you want to call it, attached. They are still themselves, is the important part here. Now, as I've discussed many times, the specifics of what happens to you when you're killed and brought back vary from person to person. Because dying is traumatic, and being resurrected as undead is equally as traumatic. So you've just gone through two horribly traumatic experiences. So you could... What you are afterwards can be pretty much anything. You could be the exact same person. You could be darker, lighter, happier. You could be into the color purple. There's all sorts of things that can happen, and there's been some really cool storytelling about that. So, she wakes up. She's undead. So trauma, and then she looks in a mirror, and she flips the hell out, as you might imagine. This leads to her going through the most obvious thing she could possibly go through. Denial. She cannot deal with the fact that she is what she is. Now, the player character then has an entire quest chain about her, which I will truncate for you. Because the long and the short of it is, we reach out to her, find her. She has fled back to her friends in the Scarlet Brotherhood, who have captured this rogue undead. And you could probably imagine where that's going. She is actually personally confronted by one of her friends, if you could call it such a thing, from her childhood, who refuses to acknowledge that she is who she is, that she's Lillian. Instead, he coldly informs her that her own father has ordered her death as an undead. So she kills him. Then she goes on a little bit of what I like to call a rampage. It's fun, it's bloody, and a whole lot of Scarlets die. And I mean a lot. Like, she kills a lot of people. She ends up hunting down her father and strangles him to death with her bare hands. And yeah, honestly, props to her. That guy was just a horrifically evil person. Lillian is probably the strongest rogue in lore. She is a rogue by class. I've never even heard of that phrase, Gum Gum, so I'm going to go with no on that. So here's the thing, Evo. She then kind of goes dark for a little bit. Doesn't really have a lot of character or relevant scenes or anything like that. Oh yeah, her story doesn't end there at all. No, because then, sometime later, she decides to start... Where's my pickaxe? There it is. She decides to start refocusing her energies on not just the Scarlets, who she has been massacring en masse, along with the players' help. Yeah, this is all her first appearance. This was all the way back in Cataclysm, which was years and years ago at this point. She has shown up in every expansion since, including the most recent... the one immediately prior to this one, Shadowlands. She hasn't done anything in Dragonflight yet. I doubt she will. They're cutting a lot of ties to the past in Dragonflight, which is interesting. So, she kills a lot of Scarlets, with the aid of the player, and figures out a way to ensure that the Scarlets can't resurrect, in order to ensure that the Scarlets stay dead. She's thinking long-term. Like, she's getting organized about her... normally I'd call it genocide, but honestly, they kind of deserve it, so this is more like spring cleaning. Anyways. Then she goes off and starts focusing on the actual source of the problems. Not the Scarlets themselves, but the people who tend to cause these things in the first place. Normally I'd say the Scourge, but the Scourge doesn't exist anymore. Instead, one of the things that the Third Lich King did was he deliberately willed for the undead across Azeroth to have free will. it's I've tried to explain this so many times, and some people still don't understand exactly how this works. Imagine you are under total mind control. There's actually a term for it in lore. It's called domination. You are under complete mind control. Now, let's say the person mind controlling you, who has total control over you, basically commands you to think for yourself. That's the closest I've been able to ever get to truly explaining how this works. The presence is still there, the command is still there, the control is there, but it's like, go do stuff. Like, just go. Go be. So the third Lich King sent out this imperative across Azeroth, and as a result, all the undead out there all just kind of started doing their own thing. And there's a lot of things that the undead would do. Some of them decided to be like, undeath is awesome. I should make my own little fiefdom of the dead. Yes! So Lillian starts going after those people. One of the specific groups is the group that works at the Shalamats, which is a school that used to be, that has some history with the Scourge. So she goes in there with the player, of course, and starts going after Dark Master Gandling, who is the teacher of this particular place. I wouldn't call him very powerful, because he's actually not powerful at all, relatively speaking, but he is very learned. He is extraordinarily skilled and knows a huge amount about undeath and necromancy. This was a bad idea pretty much from word go, because we go after him, and he manages to cast a spell. Yeah, like I said, Uthor, let's not touch that right now. He casts a spell that manages to rip her in two. Not physically. I mean, he rips her soul out and kind of starts trying to chain and control her soul while commanding her body, which now has no soul in it, to wander around and kill us. This is actually a boss fight. It's one of the better boss fights in Kata. So we have to fight her body while her soul is trying to, escape from this imprisonment. There's actually a couple ways this fight can go, depending on how fast you are on the DPS and how coordinated you are. It's a great fight. I love boss fights. But what ends up happening is we do end up distracting him, which disrupts his control, which allows her soul to jump back into her body, which allows her to attack him, which makes him flee. But then she is so horrifically damaged by all of this that she literally begs us to allow her to die in peace. Now, she doesn't die here, but she does go into recuperation and recovery for years. This caused her so much damage and so much difficulty that she wouldn't recover in any state until Warlords, actually, which is sometime later. Technically in the past, but let's not get into that. That's when her story starts to turn a little bit. So if you've been paying attention, up until now, it's just been revenge trauma story. But from this point onward, and I'm going to summarize excessively because at this point, there's actually a lot, like percentage-wise of her story, we're over here. Like, we've just started the intro. A lot of stuff happens over here in Legion, BFA, and Shadowlands. So all I'm going to say is that after this point, she starts rededicating herself towards ensuring that none of the other undead, Forsaken or otherwise, have to go what she went through. And so she starts reaching out to people. She starts trying to help people. She starts trying to be an advocate for them. Newly created undead, she'll be there for them and talk them through it, help them get a little bit of a handle on themselves, get their mind in the right order, because it can screw with your head, having literally just been raised back from the dead and all sorts of stuff like that. It's some really cool stuff. And then she gets a really, 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 really awesome scene at the end of Shadowlands when Arthas' sister, long story, is trying to find her place in the world because Arthas' sister is different. And that's actually all I'm going to say right now because there's some retconning going on there, and we're just going to leave that. We're just going to leave that. She's different. Moving on. I don't think she's a bastard, last I checked. She's also not a bastard in the generic sense of the word. She's pretty cool. Kalia, or Kalia, I forget how they pronounce it. But yeah, so, sorry, all of that is kind of why I like Lillian Voss so much, and I'm glad we've kept having her as a character over the years. Yeah, you left a bit of a mess there with Space Cadet. Yeah, she is the last living Menethil. A story idea they barely touched on and then immediately abandoned was the legality of inheritorship for someone who is undead. It's something I myself actually wanted to do as a story for the longest time, and may still do someday. Because Kalia Menethil is the rightful, legal owner of Lordaeron. Owner might be the wrong word. Ruler might be a better word for that. But she's undead. She died. So... yeah, there was actually a story back in Vanilla between these two members of, I believe it was the Barovs? One of the rich families. There's 3 really rich families in Lordaeron back in the day, and one of them, there was a living brother and a dead brother. Excuse me, an undead brother. And both of them had claim to some of the deeds. And if you were Horde, you helped the undead one. If you were Alliance, you helped the living one. Yeah, ironically, age is kind of a weird thing to count amongst undead, because there's also different types of undead. Even if we count sentient undead, there are at least 3 distinct types of sentient undead. Possibly more, depending on how we're counting. Well, it depends on how the inheritorship is written. Again, this is a concern of legality, Evo. And different people have different priorities. Because, see, here's the thing. The legality here is actually pretty straight, if you think about it. So let us assume for a moment, Evo, that you are the inheritor of the Empire. Congratulations, it's your worst nightmare. Now, you now have all this stuff, and you're dead. You're dead. Well, that sucks. Now, here's the thing. The way the systems are designed to work, and with good reason, I feel like adding, this isn't just some old traditional bullcrap, but with good reason, the moment someone dies, all of their inheritorship is supposed to kick down another step, right? Like, the system is supposed to kick in and be like, okay, who's the next in line? Now, in real life, and in fiction, that's for very good reason, because you don't want to sit around and just be like, well, it's all owned by this guy who died 10 years ago. No, you need to figure out who got things and get things moving. Life moves on, let's go, let's go. When you have undeath or resurrection, that throws a little bit of a niggle in there, because legally speaking, the inheritorship already moved. So now what? Because, again, legally speaking, it's like a script. The moment you died, the inheritorship rules kicked in, and everything was kicked down the can a little bit more. So now this person and this person and this person are the people who are the inheritors, and then you come back, and it's like, well, shoot, now what? So I find this kind of thing fascinating, personally. And I think there's a lot of interesting things. Evo's just like, just fix it instantly and give me the Empire back. And I'm just sitting here thinking of the dozens of story ideas I could do with just that concept. I know, shocking that I would ever want to write a politically charged story. Try to contain your shock. Okay, so it's Friday, it's the 26th. Yeah, Mass Effect did have to deal with that. Very briefly, but it did have to deal with that. Oh, I know, Crazy Norse. It's an interesting concept, and that's actually all I'll say for right now. Because once I take over this pathetic planet... That's another thing. See, that's kind of my point, Blade Traval. When Kalia died, she didn't immediately get back up. There's a delay there. Hell, some people would die and then be resurrected days, months, or years after they died. So, now what, right? I didn't see a question in that bundle. Hang on, let me... Oh, there's a... so what do I mean... What do I think is the prison of your own mind type mind control with Jill Valentine and Maria was afraid? I have no... I don't know, Zach Taft. I have not played Resident Evil 5. So I literally do not have any information to judge by that. What's next in Lillian's story? That's a good question. Because I've kind of got you caught up. I mean, I skipped over like 80% of the story, but the last story tidbit we had, I played like 3 weeks ago or something like that. Yeah, that's another thing. Daneth is roaming around right now and active, and arguably the king of Strom. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting legal entanglements that they could detangle if they wanted to, which of course they're not because they wanted to skip 5 years because they're trying to distance themselves from previous WoW as much as possible. Whether that's a good or a bad thing is debatable, but it's very much a thing. Let's raise some friendship. Emily, no! Come back, Emily. My one true friend. I brought you mayonnaise. Twitface! I don't even know your name. Don't care. Not rating it. Not rating it. Have some mayonnaise. Greymane's getting up there. Isn't he like 60 or 70 something? That's what I meant, Uthor. We're using different words to say the same thing. There is such... I don't know if you've been present for me talking about this, because I have talked about Dragonflight a bit. There is such an obvious amount of effort to try and distance themselves from some of the... that was going on towards the end there. And the PR disaster and the public backlash against BFA and Shadowlands, and just... It's a big shove in a lot of directions. I've seen it everywhere in Dragonflight. Speaking of which, so far the second zone is my favorite, even though it's a local tiny problem, and I'm absolutely giving it a negative to story when we get there. But it's still probably my favorite story line overall. Whoops. Hi, Haley. Wait, Haley, no! I am not digging through the I was talking to Haley! God damn it, game! Hi, Marnie. I was not digging through the trash. Don't listen to what they're going to tell you. The second zone is the Centaur zone, by the way. I don't know the names. No, the negative is for the story being... It's actually two negatives. The first negative is the fact that I have gifts from all these people. Oh my god, hang on. I want to make sure I don't accidentally go into any trash. Caroline does not like mayo. You don't get a gift, Caroline. No gift for you. So first of all, one of the problems Dragonflight in general has is that it's a huge, gigantic, world-ending threat, which I don't believe for a millisecond, and is just actually detracting from my enjoyment of the stories. But the second thing... There's the scene where we're sitting there talking to a leader of a tribe, and a member of another tribe shows up to petition for aid. We are present for this scene. We then stand there and watch some jackass show up and say, "We have decided in very slow, dramatic fashion to declare war against everything." Okay, I'm exaggerating slightly, but the dude takes his freaking time to announce, "Yeah, we're gonna kill y'all," and then kills the other person right in front of me, and we're like, we're just standing there, and it's like, dude, I've been to space, you know? God damn it. But otherwise, I am liking that zone. It has been a problem since BFA. It's... okay. Let's fix this. And I really, it's funny because at this point in my career, I can now prove that it's possible to solve that problem. Let me tell you how you solve that problem. Okay, so the Nakud are attacking. That's the evil tribe. They have been seduced by the evil shamans. They're going to swarm over the zone, and that's awful. Now, we can't fight an army. I mean, we can, but the army is spread out across a huge area. In lore, we do not have the ability to fight an entire war by ourselves. That's fine. That's even good. What they need to do is they need to then point precision us. In story, in lore, have the quest to be about us dealing with the crises, the problem issues, etc. You can still have your little quest on the side. That's fine. We like to help people out. But the point is, we should be being pointed at the biggest local problem and dealing with that, while the story is telling us about the rest of the battles and the rest of the war that's going on in the background. We're still relevant. We don't fix... So we're still relevant, which is one of my biggest problems with this. We don't fix everything with a snap of our fingers because we're not Superman. And we still have, like, the threat. It's still going to cause issues. There's still stakes. There's still scale. It's so easy to understand. Imagine if you're off doing this whole quest chain and you go back to the quest hub to turn in the quests and it's been Tarahoed. Right? Yeah, exactly, Permeus. You send us to go smash their line by ourselves, and there's other stuff happening. Over on the sides, there's other things going on. That's how you solve that. And I mentioned this because I've heard writers and players and myself talk about how difficult it is to write stories around, main characters who are so powerful and so influential. But the thing is, there's ways to do that, and I'm telling you them. These are solved problems at this point. Sorry, big rant. Don't mind me. It's just it bugs the crap out of me in basically every MMO that I have built that I've ever played and really gotten invested in. And occasionally they get it right, and usually they don't. And it's just, come on! Other than that, I'm really liking the zone. I'm liking the culture, I'm liking the tribes, there's a lot of world building going on. I love that there are 3 separate quests to help centaurs get married. Not get married, excuse me. The step before that, to propose. I love that we're learning about their relationship with the elements and how we're seeing through their lens stuff that's so normal and basic to us, but, they've been locked away on an island for 10 millennia. Well, no, you're absolutely right, Pillar of Snow. We were talking about this just a few days ago. One of the biggest problems that most MMOs face is they don't know what class you are. They can't design a cutscene. Major Tom loves me, yay. They can't design a cutscene around, an arcane mage, because there's specs too, not just classes. An arcane mage and an arms warrior and a subtlety rogue equally, right? Oh, I loved that quest too, Thor. That quest inspired me to add something to my own setting. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to do something with the nose there. Good night, Crazy Norse. What's up? I'm trying to train my goats to say hello, but they simply won't pay attention until I have their favorite treat. Cave carrots. Okay, I will try to get you a cave carrot, Marnie. I don't like to part with those, but for you, I will do it. Kale broth. Nice, thanks, Marnie. Oh, hello. Chowder. Gotta say it right. Parsnip soup from Caroline. Nice, thank you. And some hay from Marnie. Thanks, Marnie. Guys! Yeah, no, you're exactly right, Wenlock. It's one of the reasons cutscene incompetence was one of the most common story negatives I gave to FF14. It happened every expansion. We just stand there doing nothing because they don't know what class we are. Anyways, rant off. Ranting aside, I am enjoying it. You can probably tell because I am passionate enough to care enough to rant about it. It is very frustrating when I'm just like, yeah, no! It's like watching Star Wars... No, I shouldn't joke. I shouldn't troll. I'm sorry. Let's see. I have noticed the food emphasis. A lot of food emphasis. I'm with it. Okay. Uh-oh, we're missing some hay. That's an interesting question, but the funny thing is, there's only one answer to that question, Pillars of Snow. Raytheon is the only answer to that question. Can you tell me why, though? The funny thing is, I'm kind of deliberately asking a trick question. There are several reasons why Raytheon is the only answer to that question. I'm curious what they're going to do with that whole thing, consequently, if anything. He is young enough to learn. That is a true statement. Not one of the ones I was thinking about, but it's still a true statement. Raytheon is someone we know, and someone I don't want to say we trust, actually quite the contrary, we don't trust him at all. But he's someone we know, someone we've operated with, someone we have proven action with. How many of you even remembered Sibelian from BC when he showed up? I did, because it's me. But when I was playing it, I had to explain to PAX who Sibelian was. And I imagine he is not exactly alone in that. So how did that chicken get out? How did you get out? Where did you get out from? The thing open? Oh, I didn't even watch it. I didn't see it. Okay. Who is Sibelian? Believe it or not, that's actually a more complex answer than you'd think. But the long and the short of it is, Sibelian was one of the only Black Dragons who was not automatically our enemy all the way back in the Burning Crusade. He was a quest giver for the Blade's Edge Mountains as part of the Gruul quest chain, to deal with Gruul and his various Gron sons. I feel like the head should be smaller, Evo. Yes, Lord Sablemane, aka Sibelian. Yeah, Rexar also showed up, and I think the Alliance have a slightly different version of the chain, but it doesn't really matter. The point is, the lore back in BC was, how do I put this as nicely as possible? Incredibly badly coherent. Like, it was some of the most incoherent lore in the entire series. Frankly, Vanilla actually had more coherent lore than BC did. So, they basically said, oh yeah, all black dragons are evil, except for us because we're on Outland. And that was kind of the explanation. Now here, all the way over in Dragonflight, the explanation is, oh yeah, we're on Outland, and therefore we are not afflicted by the curse. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. And to be perfectly blunt, I actually would not be surprised at all if Sibelian is still blood-cursed, as, you know, all black dragons were. Because we actually know two exceptions to that blood curse and people being influenced by the old gods. And both of them were specifically cleansed of that curse as a baby by Titan artifacts. So, you don't get to just tell me, oh yeah, no, I'm cool. I'm cool. We're cool here. Everything's fine. I'm fine. I'm sober, officer. Yeah, I do not buy it. Gardevoir's head isn't that large. Like, Gardevoir's head is like the bottom V of that. Alright, what am I looking for? I do need to make these chickens stop roaming through my field, but I guess whatever. Look at them, they're just doing it. How are you getting out? It's here, isn't it? Can I go through here? I can. Okay, I found the hole. Hole found. Let's plug the hole. Ironically, I'm not sure I like that yet, Pillars of Stone. Ignoring the obvious fact that it stinks of retcon, I'm not sure if I like the retcon yet. There we go. I'm gonna leave that door open so the chickens can go home tonight. Oh my god. I mean, that sounds like a Tuesday to me, Zactaf. Do you produce milk yet? Nope. Okay, just making sure. Anyways, the rest of the body's actually pretty good. I rather like it. The only thing I would change, and obviously this doesn't matter right now, but the flowingness of their various accoutrements should actually go down quite a bit further. Like, if this was their body, their flowingness should come down to, like, here. Almost double their overall height. Hence, they're just kind of floating in the air. That's what I think, too, Huthor. Like I said, you know me. I don't mind a retcon. What I mind is if it's a good retcon, and that's what I'm not sure of yet. So far, and keep in mind, I'm only on the second zone. I haven't seen them really do anything with that yet. We'll see. Oh, I should close the other door. Or open the other gate, too, so they can get in. Let's see. The mask is interesting. I'm kind of with it. This would probably be a member of the military, I would say, just looking at it. It's literally not at all what I pictured, which is always fascinating to see what you design. Hang on, let me beam the... Here's what I was picturing, Evo. Draw this mask, just like this. There we go. Okay, cool. We're perfect. Alright, let's go give people mayonnaise. Let's make people like us. Love me! Oh, right. It's the festival today. Well, Abigail, have some mayo. How do you know I was hungry? This looks delicious. It's mayonnaise! So, I really don't like the fact that the proto-drakes and the primordials and all that are being portrayed as some super doom threat. I'm so goddamn tired of super doom threats in WoW. In general, actually. Across all of fiction, I'm tired of the fact that we beat Thanos, and now we have to face something even bigger and even stronger and even more doomy. Because that's just life. Because Crazy Horse was making fun of it earlier. He's gone now. Like, it's always got to be some world-ending threat. I hate the fact that these stupid goddamn dragons are being portrayed as a world-ending threat. You cannot tell me that that an aspect, which is an elder dragon, which is imbued with titanic power thanks to a keeper, who is wielding a titan artifact, who has an army at his back, is driven to desperation by these yahoos to the point of giving in, which is what I don't like about that scene. And it's just like, oh my, guys, it can just be local. It's fine. You know, it can also not be an existential threat. Yeah, that's another thing. They destroyed the artifact. Roll to disbelieve, but whatever. So this is a problem. Warcraft in general has this problem. A lot of fiction has this problem. Threats are almost always existential rather than something threatening. If you've heard me complain about this before, it's because you've heard me talk about anything ever. Because I've spent years of my life covering Star Trek. It's the red shirt effect. It is. Do you know why they kill red shirts? It's because unless the threat of the week is something that is threatening, like the threat is something that will kill or destroy or annihilate you, then it's not a threat, right? And it's so goddamn cheap. There are ways to threaten without pointing a gun at the main characters. There are ways to threaten without actually trying to be like, so, now that I have you in my mind, I can absolutely annihilate everything and kill everyone and destroy. There are other things that can threaten. And you're probably thinking, well, what's so threatening about the primalists? Well, obviously, the way the game is portraying it is as if they're super doomy, just like everything else, and it's boring and it's dumb. But why not have them be a threat to the policies, the operations, how the dragons have and continue to operate around the rest of the races? Maybe there's... Because the dragons have been, for lack of a better way to put it, cool with the mortal races for frickin' millennia. Oh my god, I think there's holes in my fence. Hang on. Nope, okay, we're good for the time being. Yeah, it's good example, Ross. MLP is kind of a poster child for making things threatening without threatening to kill people. But anyways, and so it's make it a freaking political change, make it a bureaucratical change, make it a regime change instead of making them being. And it's just, I'm sick of it. Okay, I'm done. Rant off. Rant off. I'm just so goddamn tired of seeing a freaking Storm Proto-Drake go toe-to-toe with Alexstrasza and beat her. And I'm not like, oh my god, Alexstrasza. I'm sitting there going, okay. Waiting for the cutscene to be over. Because I'm bored. Spoilers. It's really early on. It's not a big spoiler. It's one of the first cutscenes in the whole expansion. I was going to say, speaking of someone who's done a lot of weed pulling the last 2 years of my life, Evo. There it is. I was just waiting for that to happen. I'm tired of every threat being a big threat, and I'm tired of every threat being existential. I'm sorry. I'm sick to death of it. Everything does it. This is not a Warcraft exclusive problem. Aw, she doesn't want to go in the maze because she's scared. Hi, Laura. Have you had a productive fall? It's starting to get quite cold. Crops won't hold out much longer. And that's the problem with her. If she's a big deal, why? Why is she a big deal? I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. We're never going to agree. That's fine. But I'm with Evo. Such threats make me care less about the plot. It's one of the reasons the second zone has been such a breath of fresh air, because you know what we've been dealing with? Local issues. We've been dealing with stakes. We've been dealing with threats and problems and internecine affairs. There's a quest chain where we have to go... They have... This is slight spoilers. They have local... They don't call them that, but they're shamans. They commune with the spirits and the elements. And I forget what their term is for it, but that's effectively what they are. And so the enemy has come up with a plan to send out fake summons so they could capture and like, you know, ambush these shamans, kill them, take their totems, and use their totems in order to summon the spirits and capture them. And that whole line of things is very clever and very dangerous and very threatening. Like, the whole time, I'm absolutely with it. Like, oh my god. Because it's a well thought out, carefully constructed, actual threat. By manipulating all of the things that are right there on the table. It's something that involves someone actually using their goddamn brain. Rather than just... I was talking to Pax, because we were doing this one bit where there's this one local dude. And he's like, oh, no, I have no confidence in myself. And then we're getting, like, thrown around a bit as a part of this question. I'm like, you know what? Our character is just letting ourselves get thrown around so he can come and save us. What do you want to bet? Now, it didn't turn out to be that way. But come on. Is it spoilery, Evo? Haley is too scared to go in. Anything at the shop? There's not a rare crow. Otherwise, no. Yes, now I should probably mention I'm not against big threats. Of course I'm not against big threats. I like the Borg. I like Thanos, and I like Sauron. But the thing is, a big threat has to be earned. And it has to be, for lack of a better way to put it, infrequent. Every episode, every movie, every game cannot be a big threat. Or else it's just... and it wears on me. I don't disagree with that, Pillars of Snow. Don't get too close to the cage. I have no idea how these skeletons are walking. It's called magic, dude. I guess you don't know magic exists. Why is there no more pumpkin ale? Is that a thing? One of my iridium-infused maces would make quick work of those things. You have iridium? Dude, I'm gonna rob you. Well, winter's almost here. Great time to stockpile wood and stone. The Kuvma! Sorry. I haven't seen Maro in hours. Hope she's alright. It's a lot of fun to cook with pumpkin. Such an interesting fruit. I agree. Hello, Lure. It's chilly, isn't it? No, I'm fine. I'll come to any event with free grub. Won't see me in the haunted maze, though. Oh, they won't let me go into the maze. He wants to go into the maze. She refuses to go into the maze. I get scared very easily. I'll leave the haunted maze to the younger people. Vincent's upset I won't let him go to the haunted maze, but he's just a little boy. Jody. Hi, sorry, mouthful of blackberries. Is that a come on, or... Do you like the jack-o'-lanterns? I carved them myself. Oops, sorry, Shane. I mean, the side quests in Dragonflight have been truly legit. It makes me wonder, because to be perfectly honest, Shadowlands was the same way. And so was BFA. WoW, honestly, has always kind of shined in its side quests. There are precious few exceptions to that. It's one of the reasons why quests are going to be a lot of positives when it gets to the WoW review run. Truth is, I got too scared, so I came here to hide. Yeah, sure thing, Harvey. I think I've already been this way. No, wait. I'm lost. Ironically, I'm pretty good with hedge mages in real life. I've done a few. They're fun. I think there was something on that TV! Something weird over there, but how do I get over to it? Gotta be a secret passage somewhere. I haven't had time, Huthor. The vapor from this cauldron's making my head spin, but I can't seem to leave. Annie? We need to have a chat. Oh god, yeah, the Explorer Kids and the Proto-Well. That was a good chain. Can't go on. Spiders. Why? It's just... Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Okay, we're okay, we're okay, we're okay. We've burned the entire village to the ground. The end. That's odd. It's just a dead end up ahead. I could have sworn there was someone ahead of me when I went through the maze, though. Where'd they go? Those are eggs, Evo. I literally just started the green quests. That's where I'm at in the second zone. Like, I literally just got there and just got the you can use the gust thing to go into the air ability. I got the golden pumpkin. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but cool. I'm sure there's some optimal use for the golden pumpkin that I don't know about. there's only two options here, if we're being honest with ourselves. You can either kowtow to your audience and constantly make big super doom threats, which is what WoW has been, which was what a lot of fiction has been doing. Or you can rip the band-aid off and try to do some more localized storytelling and hope that the quality of the storytelling will retain enough viewers / players / etc. to still be viable. Ironically, both of those are risks. If you constantly go big in Doom, you will lose people, and if you don't, you will lose people. There's no winning there. I will say that history has proven that as long as you have a tightly crafted story, people will get into it. I only have to point to the recent Andor show for an example of that from this year. Andor was really zoomed in, but it was also very well done. So, there it is. Let's go ahead and start the next cycle of blueberries. I mean, I agree, Space Cadet. The proper choice is to just decide to do the best story you can. And kind of throw the rest of it out the window. But that's always been the choice, and I feel like a lot of devs, writers, executives, or otherwise people don't really understand that. If you make a good product, especially if you make it consistently, people will buy it. People will buy into it, and people will care about it. And again, you know what, I'm talking in circles now. I'm gonna shut up. Sorry. Just wasting y'all's time now. Artichoke dip. Ooh. I was right. One last day of cranberries. So what you're saying, Pillars of Snow, is the goal here is to have no shareholders. I don't think I ever realized how much I preferred smaller scale stories until I did a full analysis of the entire My Little Pony show. Go ahead, make fun. I don't care. Because that show, in many ways, is a masterclass at making something small and seemingly insignificant actually engaging and entertaining. Like, really getting me invested in whether or not you're going to get a cutie mark, or whether or not you're going to be able to get all of your workload done by the end of the day, or whether or not you're going to lose connection with your sister, or all sorts of tiny little stuff. It was honestly kind of eye-opening, for lack of a better way to put it. Yeah, and every now and again, they did have a big threat. And what's funny is they did their big threats very well. I'm not going to spoil, but you remember the lead-up to the big conclusion in the last season, in Season 9? That was extraordinarily well done. And properly terrifying. Now, if you do something, you know, big, doomy every week, well... Exactly, Space Cadet. Exactly. I actually agree with that, Pillars of Snow. Endwalker... I have a lot of praise for FF14. And I do think Endwalker stumbled several times. But Endwalker had a big doomy threat, but honestly was more focused on the local things. And I really think it was the better for it. how much time do we get to know... I can't remember his name, of course, because I'm terrible with names. The dragon, right? How much time did we spend with the elephant people and just the locals there? And meeting with the remnants of Garlemald, for God's sakes. Yeah, Matzia and Vritra. We spent so much time learning and caring about these tiny little local individual characters and their local issues and culture and problem and character and world building and all sorts of stuff. And I was fully invested. There was also a threat to all of reality, but, you know, it's over there. What am I doing? There we go. Yeah, exactly, FM Aylward. I hope so, Luthor, because, again, obviously I am enjoying Dragonflight. It's just, they lost me hard in that first zone. I was just like, oh, okay. I am the jailer. Exactly, Pillars of Snow. The scene, which I will not spoil in any way other than by saying the scene in Endwalker, is still probably the best scene of that entire game for me. Had me bawling. I'm actually tearing up just a little bit even thinking about it. That scene was so powerful and so terrifying, and wouldn't have worked if they'd done it any other way. Like, if they hadn't built up to that, it wouldn't have worked. But they did. Because Endwalker had already proven it was okay with, you know, things like that actually happening. Like, that could have happened. And that's part of the power of a scene like that, is because it's not just doing it properly, too. Setup matters so much. I need to look up this stupid golden pumpkin. What am I doing with the stupid thing? Golden pumpkin. What am I doing with you? Well, I could turn it into a witch hat. I could give it to someone for a lot of rep. Or I could sell it for money. I'll hold on to it for now. Never know. Never know. Put that in the bank, so to speak. Anyway, sorry. Getting way off topic here. Let's go give some gifts to people. One of the funny things is I recommend FF14 to a lot of people, but I have to add the asterisks to it. FF14 is an incredibly slow boil. But it is a slow boil. Like, it does continue to improve. It does continue to get better. It doesn't continue. It continues to build on itself, right? FF14 is almost a non-stop incline in storytelling, in game design, in stakes, in personality and characters, in voice acting, in directing and cutscenes. It just keeps doing that. I'm okay with if we've peaked. Maybe we've peaked. I don't know. Maybe we finally hit the peak with Endwalker. I'm not sure. I added the asterisks, Pillars of Snow, because a lot of the side content, excuse me, the raid content specifically is kind of whatever. Ironically, a lot of the side raid content is pretty bad. Go figure. I mean, think about it for a second. What are the raids in Shadowbringer? We've got Eden, Weapons, and Nier. 2/3 of those suck so hard. Like, turbo suck. Many, many negatives suck. Eden was good. I liked Eden. Eden stumbled a bit, but Eden was still good. How do the FF14 raids differ from WoW? Honestly, it's apples and oranges. I discussed this during the FF14 run. Their raid design is completely different in mentality and philosophy. Um, Ignoring the obvious division of bosses, in FF14, bosses are designed to be fought and played in a specific manner, and it's kind of a dance. You're supposed to do this, move this. Come over here. There's usually an escalation. Here's mechanic 1. Here's mechanic 2. Here's mechanic 3. Here's mechanic 1 and 2. Here's mechanic 2 and 3. Here's mechanic 1, 2, and 3. Here's mechanic 1, 2, and 3, but faster. And, like, there's a very deliberate tempo and pattern because most bosses in FF14 will literally use the exact same attack on a tempo. Like, if you have a timer going at, 17, 38, or 55 seconds throughout the race, or throughout the fight, they will do the same thing each time. It's the execution. That's all the point. And yeah, there's a rhythm to it. That's a good word. There's a good rhythm and a cadence to how you fight feists in FF14. They're very well designed, and they've been getting better designed over the years. WoW isn't like that. WoW is a lot more reactionary. FF14 is designed for you to know the fight and perform the dance. WoW is designed for you to know what can happen and adapt to what does happen immediately. Much more action-oriented, much more time-sensitive in terms of what you can do and when and how. It's also one of the reasons why certain classes tend to overperform on certain fights, because every class has their own different mechanics and abilities, which enable them to compensate for screwing up in certain ways. Right? If you accidentally are getting blown off of a platform, to use a recent example, certain classes have the ability to go... That's a gross overestimation at best, Pillars of Snow. Like, that does not exist. The only time that an add-on has ever existed in Warcraft, in WoW, where it can actually tell you what to do, was for a brief period of time during Wrath of the Lich King. That add-on was then almost immediately banned and then shut down. What you'll get nowadays is something that helps you to pay attention to calls. But if you don't know what to do about that call, well, sucks to be you. I can still give it to her. Haley! Here you go. Marnie! Oh my god, look at that Penny. I think we're gonna romance Penny. Just by, like, that. And then there's EverQuest raids, which are stats sticks. And that's it. I've still got some time. Actually, no, Evo. So what will happen is, you see those two little grayed out hearts over there on the right side? That means that's a romance option. So, like, if we max out Penny's hearts to there, it's like we're capped. So it'll act like we're capped as it would act with Demetrius at 10 hearts. So that's her new cap. Then, if we do something, I believe we have to give her a bouquet, I want to say. That will be the sign that, hey, I'd like to pursue a relationship with you. We give the bouquet to her, the other two hearts unlock, and we can move forwards. Otherwise, she'll just stay at 10, or 8, I think, excuse me, hearts forever. And that'll happen to all the other romance options. So, I'm going to interrupt you slightly, Huthor. I haven't gotten a chance to play Evoker because of something that kind of pisses me off. You can only have one Evoker per server. And I kind of need to save that Evoker for the stream. I know, streamer problems. But it means I haven't even been able to make an Evoker yet. So I haven't played with it at all. Pax has made one. He loves the hell out of it. But, I've been playing my Demon Hunter, because, you know, Demon Hunters are the best class in the game. Possibly barring Evokers. Gee, thanks, Clint. I was just coming by to say hi, buddy. So, Space Cadet asked me a question that I'm going to share with any WoW lovers in chat. I know at least Pillars of Snow and Huthor might have an opinion here. Congratulations, you are now in charge, fully in charge, with no oversight of the next major story arc, main story arc in World of Warcraft. What do you do? Gunbreaker for me, Ross, for reasons I talked about on camera. But I like all the healer classes, too. Dancer is probably my number 2. Darth Iliani is trying to sleep. Well, okay then, jeez. Honestly, I think Dancer and Gunbreaker are kind of my 2 mains. Just because they are so fun. Okay, so my idea is what I'm going to call Tales of Azeroth. It's devoted entirely to addressing the thousands of smaller plot threads we have. I'm not joking. That is one of my 2 big ideas for what I would do. No exaggeration. I guess it's kind of the obvious choice, if you think about it. Legion, I know you hate it when I overtalk Legion, but Legion did a lot to resolve a lot of little threads, and I loved that. I loved how it took stuff from Vanilla and BC and Wrath and said, here, and did something with it. Almost all of that was in the Order Halls and the artifacts, but it did it. And I never realized how much I wanted that until until I started doing the artifact quests and just loved every moment of it. I would love to dive into just tying stuff up. Now, ideally, this would also be establishing the next arc, because that's how proper writing works. So there would have to be some background elements of whatever the next, major arc is. I admit I don't have a big idea for that, but my number 2 idea was to go back to Outland, which is probably the biggest dangling thread right now that we haven't done anything with in literal years. Every now and again, they periodically go to Outland and kind of hint that stuff's going on there, but there's still major just gaps in our knowledge of what's going on in Outland. And I would love to fill those. So, the immediate expansion, the next story arc, would be about tying up stuff and kind of building up for eventually going to the next expansion, which would be over in Outland. That would be my overall arc idea. With that, I'm going to go and chop this off tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll probably talk about WoW some more, because this is one of my streams. And we will finally start winter.